there's never been a point where I've sworn at her or she sworn at me. She probably has thought of it. She probably has like.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to the Hangout with us. We are back.
We are back.
Yeah.
We hope you guys have been doing well. Yes. Finally, it's level 1 as of today.
Hey,
so I spent my guys. I spent
level one.
Anyways, would like to welcome you guys back. Thank you for sticking with us. To our all subscribers, you guys are the
bum diggity.
Yeah. And to our new subscribers, welcome to our YouTube channel. We really hope that you will enjoy our videos as much as we do.
Thanks.
As much as other people do.
Thanks. Thanks.
Anyway, today is a Monday and we are doing a chat room. Can you tell us about the video?
Cool. So today we're talking about like love influences. Relax. We're not making a list of couple goals. Like this is not the vibe. This is not the vibe. We're not gonna be like, hey, I love such and such as a couple. No, that's not the point. Today we're talking about love influences. Here's the thing. There's this theory that you your background and what you've been exposed to and whatnot kind of defines you and goes to the extent of even defining what you deem love and how you approach love and express it and all of those things. So we're basically trying to figure out we're gonna tell
if that is true.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out ourselves, and basically we're talking also about the intentional side of relationships and stuff, because if someone influences you, you then try and mold certain parts of you according to what they've shown you and whatnot. So there's a big part of intentionality. Intentionality. I hope that's a real word. I don't care if it isn't. If it isn't, it sounds great.
We've just made it up.
It sounds beautiful. So yeah, that's the point of it all. Cool. So I'm gonna go first.
Go first.
I'm gonna go first, and it's gonna be. We'll figure out how to say these things the right way. So yeah, with me, my story is I was born. I didn't live with my dad until I think grade 8. No, it wasn't grade 8. Until grade 5. Until grade 5. That was the first time I started living with my dad.
How is it that I don't know all of these things? What the hell?
How do you not know?
What do you mean? Have you told me this before? How would I know? You haven't.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll tell you in much bigger detail.
Okay.
Cool. So I didn't live with my dad until like I was in grade 5 and like the beginning of that year. I lived Komamaka for some time, and then we moved to Rustenburg and then lived there. My dad always lived somewhere else because of work, but he's always been present. So growing up, it was like my dad was different though. My dad is different. My dad stopped drinking when I was born. Like me being born, it was like, I'm done with this. Because like he didn't have the smoothest of upbringings, and his life kind of was going on to the rough side of things. And then he collected himself. He was like, so that to me was like the first big gesture of love that I've ever experienced in my life. So my dad was like the big gesture as soon as I became aware of it. Because as growing up, I saw like pictures of him with alcohol. I was like, wait, what is happening? And then he only went back to it when I was like grown. And it's crazy that he stopped alcohol and didn't drink for a while, but he raised a nigga who loves that.
Wow.
Yeah.
True story.
Very true story. So yeah, my dad was the first real big gesture of love, but in terms of like a continuous thing, my mother's always been that picture for me. And I feel like I'm very affectionate as a person, and I feel like I got that from my mother. But seeing her, it's not genetics. Seeing her be like affectionate with my dad and people in general within our family and friends and whatever, that sort of gave me the go ahead. Well, okay, this is an okay thing to be, and this is a good way of expressing your affection for people and whatever. So I think that kind of had a play on it. Yeah, before I go even further, let's start with you. Like,
You could have just finished.
No, let's set the groundwork for you, and then we will build as we go.
Well, for me, it's different because I feel like this is where you're going to get as. That's why I wanted you to finish, and I wanted to tell the other side of the story. That a lot of people grow up in a like a home. Like it's more usual if you grow up in a home where there's a mother and the father. Most likely, you will receive all that love, and you will be able to like give it out. Okay. If you check, mostly if you have one person who, I specifically grew up with one parent, so I've never experienced that. Besides, obviously, the mother and child love, and that is different because that is not teaching me how to have a man in a life or how to love a man. It's always just you respect the other person. This is how you love. This is how you love a friend. I would say that. But in terms of you loving another man, I never saw it. I never experienced it with anyone. I haven't experienced it with my mother. I haven't experienced it with my sister. So it just had to be something that grows within me. And I think at first, I think when our relationship started, it was very difficult for me because it was very difficult because I had to teach myself these things. I had to they had to come from inside, and hence when we started, I didn't even believe like we would get to this point. I don't know, even giving you a chance, I don't know what happened, honestly. I don't know.
Fire.
But eventually it happened, and I think that's where we communicated. The love that you brought into the relationship is what worked, because that's what I experienced. Like if let's say you were the first person I dated and you hurt me, I don't think, I think it would take time for me to come back. Okay. Do you understand? So because when we first started the relationship or in our relationship, you brought so much love, and I experienced the man love now this time with you, Wabo. So I don't think I was influenced by anyone, because I feel like influence has to be someone very close to you.
Yes.
Because you might find a couple that you might think we are the perfect couple, but I don't think we have enough to influence another person.
Right.
to because you don't really know us. This is the picture that we paint in front of you. But if you experience love between your parents, if you see it from a young age and you grow up with that, it's very easy for you to
so with me again with me again, I want to expand on what you just said. The influence part of it, I feel like it should be liking how something looks like from the outside. It's just liking what it looks like. It's not really necessarily an influence. You could try to recreate that in your own life. Do what you want to do. Great. You can pick up what you like from other people and then move on with it. But for me, real influence happens with couples, or not even couples, but with situations where you know the broader picture, where you know these are the dynamics, where you know when things go wrong, when you know what makes things go wrong, and you are basically in a position to have a front seat and figure things out. So I was fortunate enough to have to be later in my life, to be in a two-parent household, and when I think I'm fortunate that it happened that early in my life, and I could make sense of things, because then it wasn't necessarily a process of unlearning and then having to learn or figure out new ways of doing things. It's always been like the moment I was awake enough to realize things, it was that. So and then it comes to like romantic relationships. Right? Remember, I started off with talking about just that were from my parents to me, and what I took from them individually. Now them as a couple. Like I said, I started living with my dad because I've always lived with my mother. But I started living with my dad when I started grade 5. I don't remember what year it was. You guys are tired. So I don't want to add and
you don't have to though.
Yeah, I was in grade 5. So we started then living together. I then started to actually see them be a couple. They got married when I was 6. Yeah, I think they got married when I was 6, and maybe I was like 11 or 12 when they started living together, and I was there. So I then started seeing them and seeing how they because it was also a new thing to them. How they navigate these territories, and one thing I noticed about them is how they fight. I actually liked how they fight. It's a weird thing to say, but how they fight is yes, it has its own mistakes and whatnot, things that I see. I'm like, okay, that could have been done better and whatnot. But generally, how they fight, my parents have never sworn at each other, ever. So it's kind of weird. with them, it's probably like the norm, but with my generation, like people just swear at each other very easily. So I've kept that, and I think that's also a common ground with us. However we fight, there's never been a point where I've sworn at her or she's sworn at me. She probably has thought of it. She probably has said things in her mind, but she's never actually put them out there. So it was maybe a stress relief for her, but it never actually hurt me. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. So that kind of the how to fight part of things actually molded me even before I was aware that it was a thing. When you obviously you'd see couples fight, right? You'd hear people having like screaming matches and whatnot. To me, it always felt weird because I've never seen that Kohai. And they always took time out to be like, look, come through, I want to talk to you. And then they would go away from me and then figure out what they're doing and then come back, and then we are living life again, right? So I've never, and it's never been the thing how they hide their fights or whatever. It's just who they are, and I feel like also it's just what they've prioritized in the relationship. I feel. So yeah, and then they again, I said they got married when I was 6, and they're still married today. It's been what? It was like 99. So it's been 21 years they've been married for that long. Yeah. So yeah, they actually painted a great picture of marriage to me. They
yeah, because I remember us having this conversation as well.
Yes. This one you remember.
What is wrong with this guy? Yes, I remember this one because we had the conversation. Yeah. That one we didn't have.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember you saying it that also because obviously with how I grew up, marriage has never been like even family. It's never been like close family. It's never been something that I experience or that happens a lot. So even with family itself. So when you spoke about it, I've always been like, reserved on that because I just feel like it's not a normal kaya. These things don't happen, like you know. And I feel like also sometimes when we talk about these things with my mother or like as a family, I think she also has that fear as well. Her marriage did not work out, so it might not go well for us or for me. So it's always been a concern as well. Guti, do you really want to do that? Like, do you want to take that route? And even though it's not a matter of her being upfront about it, but you can see from how she speaks of it, she wants you to know that it might not work out, and are you okay with that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I just feel like your roots are what groomed our relationship, honestly. I just feel like that. I'll just give you that.
But also,
so
it's
just
very important.
have to thank your mother and your dad.
Yes. Oh yeah.
If it wasn't, I don't know.
It's also very important to remember, like, this conversation is about poking through our lives and our past and whatever we've experienced to figure out how it has shaped us and how it has shaped our relationship. But going back to what she said about her mother, remember, it's always important to distinguish between someone being scared and worried versus someone being completely against what you're trying to do, right? Her mother has had this particular relationship when it comes to this particular experience when it comes to marriage and whatever, right? So this experience, she has seen the less talked about side of things, right? And people assume it will be rosy and whatnot. So obviously, she will be more sensitive to the other side of things, right? But it's important, I feel, to take whatever comes out is brought to you, but also figure out how you as a person fit in this whole thing, if you do at all, and whatever doesn't apply to you, put to the side and work forward. No one ever, and people who are like proper close to you and people you love and who love you, never actually wish bad or wish the worst for you. It's always about how they feel they can add value to you and how they can protect you and whatever. So in doing your own digging and whatever, remember that a lot of times people are molded and shaped by the experiences, and if they put that forward and they put that clear to you and make it transparent, it's not them saying you will be what I was or you will experience what I experienced and whatnot. I just thought I had to say that. Anyway, so yeah, and then there's also like other people who have, like, for me, who have given me an outlook on like general relationships and how to maneuver and move within relationships and what to look for joy. There's remember the trip we spoke about, the Mozambique trip. There was like another family that we were traveling with. I told you we were like super close. They're like my aunt and uncle, but like the relation is at cousin level. You know those people. So yeah, there's a guy who always like drops jewels, like out of nowhere. He's my uncle, but he's like the type that will just out of nowhere they blow me and I tell you something that is like super profound, and then after a while you like think back and like, yeah, actually, yeah, this is like the key to many things. He just told me that if you create a great environment for your family, for you and yours, it'll feed into everything else about you. So if you have your person, if you have your kids, if you have whatever, if you can make that extra beautiful, it will illuminate or lighten up every other thing in your life. And I feel that's been basically, since he told me that and since I figured out what he told me, because he didn't say it like just plainly, but like, yeah, it took some sense making for me to get it. But yeah, since then, it's always been like a thing of mine to be like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that this is as beautiful as it can be, because I believe that it'll other aspects of my life will feed off of this and therefore enrich everything else. I think we've dug into it. Yeah, we've dug into it. This was like a serious one, kinda.
Right?
Yeah, it was a serious one. If you're still here, I really fuck with you. If you're still here up to this point of this video. But yeah, thank you for watching, you guys. Remember, like the conversation is open. Comment section, come through.
Yeah, tell us who influenced your love.
Yes, your outlook on love and everything relating to love. It doesn't have to be romantic, but yeah, that's basically what
doesn't
it is.
have to be romantic.
Doesn't have to be romantic at all. Yeah, so let us know what you think in the comment section, and if you have any other topics you would like us to tap into, let us know in the comment section again. Road to 200 is still a thing. And subscribe to help us get there quicker.
Also, because we are now, how many days to our anniversary?
As at Monday.
As at
Monday, we are 3 days away.
3 days away. So we are gonna put up a poll on our Instagrams, right?
Okay.
I am at Tandanani Malulai.
I am at _Gugrado. KUTLWANO.
Okay.
And then both of ours is at _hangout with us.
Yeah. So we are gonna put it up on all our Instagram handles.
Yes.
We're gonna do our first time tag, so you can ask us anything, and we will decide whether we are going live on Thursday, right, on the anniversary day,
Okay.
or we are just gonna answer the questions. So it can be a first time tag, it can be anything you want to know about us as a couple or us individually
and
wherever.
Wherever.
So you can put up all the questions, first time tags, blah blah blah, whatever, and we are going to answer those questions. So you can then go into our Instagram pages. We're gonna put it up on all 3 accounts. You are more than welcome to ask however or how.
Don't guard yourself. Just ask.
Whatever.
Just put it out there. Just put it out there.
Anyway, guys, we are done. We will see you guys on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Hopefully.
That is it.
And that is all. Bye.